Scorpio, welcome to Born Without Boundaries. My name is Michelle, and this is my channel. Please do click subscribe and ring the bell. Thank you guys for all of your support. Scorpio, you have hands down made my channel what it is, and I am beyond grateful to you. You know, I owe you a debt of gratitude because this channel is your channel. We've built it together, and I'm so grateful. I get the most comments from Scorpio all the time. Just so that you know, this is going to be a week ahead reading for August 25th through the 30th. On the 30th, there is a super new moon. I've been talking about it for the past 3 days. It is a super new moon in Virgo. The apex of that is at early in the morning, like 3:30 a.m. And that is, I think, Eastern Standard Time. This super moon is waiting for you to manifest and ask it to help you usher in abundance. It's waiting and it's ripe for it. It's just, how do you talk to it? Because it is a super new moon in Virgo. Virgo likes the details. It likes to know that the details have been looked after. It likes to know that the details have been paid attention to, that you've been precise, and that you've been on time. So, if I could advise you of anything, the ideal situation would be for you to, at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, be out there writing your intentions and burying it so that it can grow with this new moon. Be very precise. Now, that's not a reality for all of us. But find when the moon is the fullest, fully darkened, closest to you. Find that time. Find the time that in your time zone, it is the full new moon. And try to do your manifestations as close to that as possible. Virgo appreciates timeliness. In fact, I can tell you, from having a lot of beautiful Virgos in my life, they actually like you to be a little bit on the early side. So what I would suggest is it's probably even better to write your intentions the night before, on the 29th, before you go to bed. If the total darkness is happening at 3:30 a.m. where you are, you probably should do it the night before. Really. Or 12 hours later at 3:30 in the afternoon. Something that is respecting and honoring the timeliness of that moon, because Virgos love when people are on time. Scorpio, I want to tell you a story before I get into your reading. And I will definitely timestamp this so that I don't have to irritate you. And you can, hear, and you can go right to the reading if you want. But the truth is this, because I get most of my comments from Scorpios, and I know how badly you guys hurt and how very hard life can be for you. Like, the kind of darkness that is thrown at you is pretty crippling. But I want you to know 2 stories of Scorpios that are near and dear to my heart, and understand that I know that this is available for you. 1, heartbreak, loss, death of a parent at an early age, near death from an accident that ruptured her spleen, disappointment and heartache early on with a baby daddy, raising her daughter with a parent that she clashed with, trying her best to work through one love affair after another, one disappointment after another, falling in love deeply to a man she thought she would marry, him cheating on her and then leaving her, fighting back, an enormous depression, getting into other very abusive relationships, and finally, giving herself time, trying a new path, deciding to stand on her own 2 feet, and within months of doing this, she reunites with the now man, that she went to her high school prom with, and at the age of 40 got married and now has a new baby. Another case. Being raised in a household riddled with drug addiction and alcoholism, parents that were so drunk they couldn't get off the couch, barely making it through high school, seeing one brother after another OD or one family member after another die from an OD, losing slowly family to all different kinds of disease and infirmary, barely making it through high school, ending up living with a family that she was working for who believed in her just so that she could get on her feet because she couldn't go home. Her mother was too drunk to provide her a place to live. Went to college, started out in a community school. Broke up with her high school boyfriend. Met another guy that was totally out of her wheelhouse. Belonged to a family that was like the Cleavers. They opened her and welcomed her with open arms. She has gotten married, has 3 beautiful children, and has just recently finished off a bachelor's degree. Scorpio, it is not unlike you to walk through hell. It's sort of your domain. But what I want you to also remember is it is also not unlike you to find your way to heaven. So no matter how hard things get, there is another side. There's even beauty in the dark side. I said Scorpio rules the underworld, but the underworld is also where all the gold and jewels exist. There's always something that will shine if you look for it. Maybe that's why you like things that are glamorous. You're attracted to things like, glamour and beauty. When you finally step into the light and find your heaven, you'll realize just how unnecessary and stupid those things are, because you're going to love feeling the love that is on the other side of that veil. It is there for you. Keep going. It's part of your journey. Orpheus's journey is part of your journey. Have faith, though. Because if you turn back too soon, or if you keep looking backwards, you will lose everything that is in your future. And beauty and dreams come true are there. They're there. They're absolutely guaranteed to you. Now, let's begin your reading for the week ahead. Just wanted to share that with you, because maybe somebody out there needs to hear it. Go. This is the messages for Scorpio, August 25th through the 30th. Scorpio, please manifest with water. The moon and the water are so important to all water signs. Manifest with water. I discussed it on my live the other day. What do I mean by that? Simply this. Take 2 glasses or 2 cups. Could be a solo cup for all I care. On 1 cup, write where you are now and what you have now. Be honest. Fill that cup with water. On the empty cup, write what you welcome into your life, what you want to manifest, where your life is headed, what you want your life to be, and write it as if you already have it. With gratitude and love, speak into the water, thank you. Thank you for what I have now and the lessons it's taught me. With gratitude and peace and honor, I release you. I let you go. It's finished. Thank you. I release you. Pour the water into the other cup as you chant aloud. I welcome these into my life. I am grateful for the happiness. I am grateful for the abundance. I am grateful for all of the things you've written down. And then you're speaking into the water. And then take that glass of water and drink it. Ingest that water that you've spoken, the release, as well as the intentions into, and make it a part of your body. You don't have to drink it all in one gulp. It's not like that. It's not like an Olympian. You're not like an Olympian. Drink it as you're thirsty, but finish the glass. And then go on your way. You could do it every single day when you wake up. Absolutely manifest with water every single day. But most importantly, do it on this coming super new moon. There's so many messages in the 2 cards that have popped out. First, I can say that all the things that have hurt you and harmed you and done you in and made you feel weakened and lessened are literally food for your soul, and they are strengthening you and making you beautiful and more brighter. Also, I see that what has weakened you has also made some of you more dependent and maybe too dependent on glamour and the external. Thinking that you have to look a certain way, act a certain way, be a certain way, be a certain weight, be a certain size, date a certain person, date a certain type, in order to be impressive. Because inside, you're overcompensating for being so diminished, so starved of love that wasn't your fault that you didn't have. It's time to recognize that. It's time to recognize that so that you can feed your soul again. You can take all those bangles and minerals and crush them and start feeding them to yourself instead of wearing them all over your body. Not to say that everybody out there wears a lot of jewelry, but to take all of those things that you've used as shields, that you felt tethered to prove yourself, to prove your worth to others. I have to be like this, I have to look like this, I have to talk like this to be valuable, because deep inside you don't feel valuable. You feel starved of love, and so you try to compensate for that love with glamour. Psh. I keep hearing song lyrics in my head, and I want to read them to you. Let me listen to these. Listen to this. It's the song "Defying Gravity" from Wicked, and it goes in my head all the time. Anytime I need to strengthen myself. What I want you this week is about letting go and releasing all of those things that you built around your weakened and diminished and starved soul, and exposing that to the world. Now, I know that that's not what you like, but bottom line is everybody needs to see. And you need to admit so that you can start feeding yourself again. Because the more you hide, the more you starve. The more you try to put makeup on to pretend it doesn't exist, the more you put burdens on yourself and weigh yourself down. Strip it all off. Lay bare. And don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of people seeing your suffering. Don't be afraid of people realizing that what you have right now isn't enough. That you want more. You want your soul fed. You want every single day of your life to be happy and living a dream come true. It doesn't have to have anything to do with being wealthy. It doesn't have anything to do with big houses or cars. It has to do with being in a place where you know that you're loved for who you are. When you wake up in the morning and your hair is a mess, you're loved for who you are. When you're not perfect, and even if you were broke, you're loved for who you are, because there's nothing that feeds the soul like love. Glamour is not going to do it. Also, for some of you, I can say that something from your past could be reemerging as something completely transformed. Reemerging as something that is more beautiful than you could have ever imagined. But I feel like that is for a very select few of you. Most of this past is that starved, hurt child that still needs to be cared for. And having the strength to share that with somebody this week. And demand that from this point on, you are put into the position and you are surrounded and live in an environment where that starving child will be nurtured and allowed to grow and bloom. Really, taking off the glamour, saying, I am here, this is me, and I deserve to be healthy. Let me read to you this. I'm through accepting limits because someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner buy defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Let me read that again so that you can hear. Too long I've been afraid of losing love, I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. Being starved. It looks good, right, on the outside. It's something that you've built so much glamour on, it's hard for you to even realize what's underneath anymore is starved and withered and wasted. And what's starved and withered and wasted is you. And so strip that glamour back. Learn these lessons and feed that starved child underneath you. And don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Or if you're obligated, if you're going to hurt somebody else. And I'm not talking about the side of Scorpio that is vengeful. I'm talking about the side of Scorpio that is protective. That will stay in an unhealthy situation because you don't want to be the one to disappoint somebody. You don't want to be the one to let somebody down. This is a very good week. You're going to look great outwardly. But underneath it's going to become very evident that something is missing. And it's going to change you. It's going to be that turning point that you need to force yourself to try defying gravity. Try something that you normally wouldn't try, which is maybe being vulnerable. Admitting that you need help. Admitting that something is missing and you need more. Now is a lucky time. In other words, Scorpio, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time because this is inwardly. Outwardly, it's an abundant week. People are noticing you, and still, like from last week, you're getting heaps of attention. Like it's really like the past is all coming back. That person that was starved, that person that was diminished, that person that was judged, that person that was put down, that person that was criticized, now everybody wants to kiss your ass. Now it's all eyes on you and everybody wants to be around you. And you're going to soar. Meteoric success. You're going to soar. Everything is going to take off. But here's how badass you are. You're going to look somebody dead in the eye and say, yeah, what about all that you owe me? Because honestly, I need a hell of a lot more than you're standing up and clapping for me now. I need a hell of a lot more because I deserve a hell of a lot more. And guess what? I got about 100 other people willing to give me a hell of a lot more. When you are standing in front of me, coming back and asking me to keep you in my inner circle, to love you like I always wanted to be loved, I'll give you the material things. But what you don't deserve is my heart. I have abundance now. I have power now. I can defy gravity. I can fly now. And everybody's intimidated. Everybody's on my side and everybody's fascinated. But what about when I didn't? And all I got from you was wishy-washy, sometimes on, sometimes off. What about then? It's going to become really evident to you this week, Scorpio, who is your soul tribe. You're going to stick real close to them. And I'm telling you, remember what I said like 2 months ago? When you come into your power and when people finally recognize you, like anybody that you lost up until this point had to be removed from your life for the reason that when you finally start to really, your abundance starts to come in, you're not going to want those people by your side. You're not going to want the ones that weren't strong enough to stand by you no matter what. Because I can tell you, Scorpio, you are taking off. Like skyrocketing. Something this week is really going to push forward your abundance, your happiness, and most importantly, your public recognition. And you're going to be very, very proud of yourself. And very happy that you held on. And very, very, very attached to the people who never let your hand go. But also, something is coming back. Something that starved you. Something that made you feel like you were nothing. And it's going to be some major vindication this week when you can look it in the eye and say, how do you like me now? There is a little bit of that scorpionic vengefulness, but it's not being spiteful as much as it is being honest and blunt, and you not protecting somebody else's heart now. You are, listen, you are very fortunate this week, Scorpio. This is a very fortunate and abundant week for you. A lot of good is coming in. But there's that sting underneath of that little boy or little girl that is still wounded, still abused, still starved. You are not wasted. You are not alone. And you are not ignored. And you will, even though you are being recognized and you have all these wonderful things going for you, you are going to insist on the recognition from that person who is now coming back to beg you for help when they starved you. And you're going to give them food. Why? Because you truly are better than them. It's that simple. You truly are better than them. But you're going to take a second to look them in the eye and say, how do you like me now? Just so that they know. Just so that for even a second, they see that starved child that they hurt. And they can choke down their food with that image in their head. You go, Scorpio. Sometimes shit just gotta roll that way. True love. And really, this card is self-love. This card, 100% is self-love. This card is the swan, right? What does the swan start out as? An ugly duckling. That everybody diminishes and makes feel like shit and kicks out and rejects. And you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly. And then this is the perfect card. You are the swan. You are the swan. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. Now everybody wants you. Everybody loves you. Of course, you're beautiful now. But inside, the truth is this. You are still that ugly duckling. That's who you really are. That awkward, shy, doesn't fit in. Maybe you're a geek. Reject. And the truth is this week, when you look into the mirror and you see that ugly duckling, you're going to love it. You're going to love them. That ugly duckling to you, when you look in the mirror and you see the ugly duckling inside of you, you are going to fall in love with that ugly duckling and see as much, if not more, beauty in that ugly duckling that you do in who you've become. Everybody can fall in love with this, right? It's harder to fall in love with this. The vulture. The one that has to pick on scraps and eat dead things and do whatever it can to survive. Nobody wanted to be around this. Everybody wanted to judge it and shoo it away. And now look at what you've become because you didn't give up. But you still see this. But that's okay. Why? Because when you look at this now, you see strength. When you look at this now, you see fortitude. When you look at this now, you see tenacity and you see courage. And there is something so much more regal and beautiful about this that doesn't exist here. That's why this motherfucker is the one wearing the crown. How do you like me now? You're going to get in somebody's face. Like literally, that you are so fortunate this week. You are literally going to be able to strip down and say, this is my raw, starving child. Remember him? How do you like me now? You don't get to love just this. You don't get to love or be around and hang around and stand in the sunshine of this. You don't get to. You have to see this. You have to love this because this is the power. This is the glory. This is the strength. Yes, this is what I've become. Yes, I love it. Great. This is beautiful. I deserve this. I deserve the flowers. I deserve the ease. I deserve the peace. I made myself. This is all what I made. You want to bask in it. I have enough to go around. But do not forget where that power came from. And you're going to, like, literally, as you're bending over to share your abundance with whoever or whatever circumstance had once shut you out, judged you, and shunned you, you are damn well going to flash them a glimpse to remind them of who they really are. And that who you have become had nothing to do with them. And the truth was, you were always better than them. You were always something more. It has nothing, and that's really the strength. I mean, yes, because you're Scorpio, you're gonna love you. Because you're Scorpio, you're gonna love that. You're gonna love that. The sting of sweet, sweet vengeance. Vengeance that doesn't come from you backstabbing or hurting anybody, but just from you succeeding. Remember Ivana Trump, Ivanka's mother, Donald Trump's first wife. Remember, she said, success is the best revenge. You're going to have that moment. How do you like me now? There's going to be a lot of charity work coming. You have a big heart. And the truth is, you see the bigger picture. You are just, you know more than anybody that it's not about being nicey to people, that's actually a very imbalanced way to be. Some people need to have the truth shoved into their fucking face. Like, in other words, be held accountable for their behavior. And you are going to get to hold somebody accountable this week. Because you know that it's actually for the greater good. And that if you just fed this person and pretended that everything was okay, you would actually not be serving the larger picture. You would actually not be serving spirit. You have to make damn sure that they are held accountable for what they are and how they would treat somebody. Oh yeah, baby. You are in it now. Glorious and free. Where you belong, which is in the depths. In the depths of this cool, endless, fathomless water where only you can go. Because, baby, you were born that way. Other people can't follow you to this place unless they're built like you. And that's very rare. That's very, very rare. And I think you're going to get the chance this weekend to really celebrate those people who have loved you unconditionally. And you're going to get a chance to hold accountable those people who judged you, fed off you, abused you, neglected you, prejudged you, put you down. And you're going to get that chance to say, how do you like me now? Remember who's feeding you. The person you said would amount to nothing. How do you like me now? How does the food taste? I bought it. Oh, amen, amen. Oh, it's a hallelujah moment this week. Lord have mercy. Praise Jesus. You're going to call that motherfucker out. And you need to. You need to. Because you are a free motherfucker. You are not Shamu. You don't go flipping like a fucking dolphin through fucking hoops. You are a free, majestic motherfucker. And you live in the depths where most people would be crushed. You let the world know that. This week, that's part of your success. Acknowledging the fact that you can withstand pressures that would crush most other people. You let them know that. You make sure that they know that that kind of strength comes with this kind of beauty. That's what being a Scorpio is about. You have created this by yourself. and your dreams are coming true. You've woven it. You've woven it yourself. You have created this whole universe. This spider hasn't just spun a web. It's spun the cosmos. People are walking in your spider web now. How do you like me now? And all of those things that once hurt you are now what makes you beautiful. And you know that. And you are proud of that. And you're going to literally let it fly and let it be seen in all your glory, because honestly, you fucking love you. And nobody's allowed to take that away from you anymore. If you want a deeper read, if you want a little bit more of a reading, an extended video is right below. You can click on the link. I'll head over to Vimeo with you, right? We'll use tarot to understand a little bit more of the specifics about this situation, these circumstances, maybe a little bit of your past. And then we will also do a full romance read for this week and see how all this pertains to romance. I think that many of you have a longtime companion that you're finally seeing the beauty of. You're finally loving the way that they deserve to be loved because they have loved you for so long. And you're recognizing that. Or another group of you are finally seeing that the person you've stuck with so long stuck with you for all the wrong reasons. Stuck with you because you were easy to reach. You were what they thought was attainable. And they never saw your real beauty. And you this week will be ready to shed that fucking skin. But let's see what whispers of love I pull. And let's see what tarot comes out. If you want to join me. If not, this has been a beautiful session. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, Scorpio.